waiting patiently for my coffee. Start the day. All right, reseller party people. Let's get after it.
1, 2.
Happy Friday, reseller party people. Gonna go through some of the stuff I sold yesterday and this morning, and a little bit later we will go through our numbers for the week, which aren't that great, sadly, but we will go through it all. Alright, the first thing I sold today is a 7-inch single for Neil Diamond, Coming to America, from the Jazz Singer soundtrack. So there you go. Somebody out there is getting their Neil Diamond on. Nothing wrong with a little Neil Diamond, right? Sold some Dean Markley acoustic guitar strings today. So those are going out to a happy buyer. Pretty sure I'm the best price on eBay for these Dean Markley guitar strings. And I got these at a music, I think they were an online retailer in Hollywood, California, and they were going out of business, so I bought a ton of stuff. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, I think I have like 6 or 7 cases of these guitar strings that I literally got for pennies. And so I've been reselling them slowly but surely. People are buying them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 at a time. This guy just bought one. And so I think, including shipping, it's like $5.29 or something like that for one pack. And then I'm offering discounts for the more you buy. But this guy just wanted one. So I will be packaging that and shipping that out. Alright, so first thing I sold last night, that will be shipping out today, is a copy of the legendary Hall & Oates H2O album. Used vinyl. I think it sold for about $9 including shipping. Let me double check that. Exactly, $9 including shipping. So I'll be packaging that up, getting that out of here. Next record that sold, actually it's a double LP. It's from DJ Food, which I believe is a collective of DJs who put together a double LP of like jazz break beats and hip hop stuff. And it's pretty rare, and I actually just threw it up this morning, Friday. And almost immediately somebody grabbed it and then sent me a message, hey, do you got any more of these? Which I do not. But then again, you never know. I still have boxes of stuff to go through. And most of what I carry is rock and pop and some jazz and R&B, a little bit of everything. Not very much DJ stuff, not very much electronica or anything like that. But every once in a while, I'll stumble on like a little group of them. And this was part of a recent group that I found. I found a couple of other like techno singles and stuff that I threw up there over the last couple of days. But anyway, put this one up there. I think it sold for about $20, $21, something like that. And like I said, I put it up, and within minutes somebody grabbed it and reached out to me and is looking for more. So if anybody out there in the vinyl community has anything from DJ Food, the DJ Food Collective, or anything similar to this, people are out there looking for it. So throw it up there, sell it. And the last record I sold that I'm shipping out today is an original press of the Plimsouls, Everywhere at Once, right? Yep, Everywhere at Once. And a great album. This is a promo. It's got the gold foil stamp up there in the corner. It's not a white label, but a promo nonetheless. And it's excellent condition, played great. I think this sold for like 22 bucks, something like that. Pretty hard to find an original press of this album, and threw that up, and I think this sold in a day or two after I put it up on my site. So this will be going out today also to a happy listener. And I bought a case of these drum and cymbal cleaning kits and got them for like pennies on the dollar. And this is my last one. Sold for just about 25 bucks, I think. 24.50 maybe, something like that. And again, this is my last one. They're finally gone, and I'll be getting that shipped out today. Like I've said in previous videos, I am a collector of many things, and one of the many other things I collect other than records is baseball cards. And I've been selling, you know, 1, 2, 3 a day on average, and sold a couple today that I'll be shipping out. First one I'm shipping out is a 1972 Vita Blue from the Oakland A's in pretty good condition, and that sold for $2.50. And the way I'm shipping these out is in plain white envelopes with a you know, some chipboard protection to protect the card. But the shipping just cost me 55 cents, so on a $2.50 card, my gross profit's about $1.95. Nothing to write home about, but it's $1.95, so hey, that one will be out of here. Second baseball card that I'm shipping out today, this sold for $2. This is the rookie card for Fernando Tatis Jr. I don't know if we can get a good picture of that without some glare, but there you go. This is a 2019 card. I started picking cards up again last year, and then I was kind of like, what are you doing? Just stop. And so yeah, I've made the decision. I'm just unloading. I might pick up some new stuff here, every here and there, you know, just to try and just see what's going on, see what the new cards look like, see if I can make some money on them. And but anyway, there you go. So both those cards will be getting out of here, and they'll be on their way to new homes. I was showing the baseball cards. I already said I sold, I was packaging up my last record of the day, which was the Plimsouls. But as I was showing the baseball cards, Beatles Something New sold, and this is a original 1964 press. It's not a first pressing. There's a couple of things you got to look for. There was a name listed as a writer, Nicholas, that is spelled incorrectly on the first press, and then it was fixed in later pressings. But this is still a 1964 press according to the matrix and runout numbers. And it's in great shape. The sleeve was still in shrink wrap. This label that's peeled, or sticker that's peeled, is on the shrink wrap. It's not on the sleeve. And the sleeve was just like basically pristine. I graded it VG Plus because there's a little bit of shelf wear. You know, it's from 1964, so you're gonna have a little bit of shelf wear. So I graded it VG Plus, but might be a little bit better than that. It might be more like near mint. So the person that gets this will be very happy. The vinyl played great also, and this sold for about $21, something like that. So now I wanted to walk you through my numbers, and so if you're looking for any more vinyl sales or what else I've sold during the week, that part of the video is over. So if you want to tune out, I completely understand, but I think a lot of people will find this interesting. I've seen a lot of other resellers post their numbers, and I find that stuff very interesting. I like to see what kind of numbers people do, because it's motivating to me, just seeing, you know, some people who are doing some huge numbers out there, and then you just kind of see the average Joe or Jill out there, you know, just cranking out, doing, you know, $100 a week, couple $100 a week. as extra income, and both things are completely possible. And I'm trying to get to the level where this could be a full-time gig for me. So I need to do a lot of work. So I kind of wanted to do a video to show where I am right now, and the numbers that I've done to date, just to kind of give a baseline of what I'm dealing with and discuss where I want to go. What I want to talk about here is kind of some historical data. So we can see in the last 12 months, and I've said this on previous videos, 2019 was a really horrible year. I think 2018 I did like 45, somewhere between 45 and 50,000 in gross sales, and then last year it dropped down to 16. So that's what I did for the past 12 months, 16.1, almost 16.2. And when you're on your seller dashboard, all these numbers are right at your fingertips. So you can see what kind of quagmire I'm in right now, where the previous month I'm off, my sales are off, down almost 30%, and compared to the previous year I'm down over 75%. So like I said, I have a lot of work to do to get my numbers back up to where they should be. And even doing 45 to 50,000, that's not where I want to be. I want to double that. So to get to where I want to be, I need to more than quadruple my numbers. So that's a big reason for creating this channel, is to kind of share this journey to see if I can make it happen, and the things I need to do to make that happen. I mean, is it even possible? And so at the end of this year, hopefully we're going through these numbers and they look a lot different than that. Let's keep walking through some stuff here. So this is my seller level, and I'm top rated, and I think I used to be top rated here also, but I've started selling baseball cards, and I don't ship those with tracking. So you can see this number here. I was also on vacation, and even though I set my store, I turned my store off and put it on vacation, eBay still dinged me for shipping late, even though I had a notice and sent, and it automatically sent emails to people. It dinged me for I think about 9 orders during the time I was on vacation. So I probably need to call eBay and try and work that out. But in addition to those 9 orders, every time I ship a baseball card without tracking, it dings me. And it just basically, because this category is for tracking, uploaded on time, and validated, which it cannot do when I ship with just a postage stamp. So that's just a hit I'm going to have to take, because that's how I have to ship the baseball cards. If I'm selling them one at a time, I can't charge $3 shipping for a 50-cent item, And I know a lot of people would argue and say, then don't sell a 50-cent item. But that's what I'm choosing to do until I decide otherwise. But for right now, that's the way I'm choosing to do it. And then something else I want to look at, if you don't know out there and you are a eBay reseller, you can check out your lifetime sales. You click on your seller level, and it gives you all your data of where you are, but it also gives you your totals. So like I've said before, I've never been 100% full-time. Strangely, I'm about as full-time as I've ever been now, and my numbers are worse than ever, which is kind of odd. But I really started putting a lot of time into eBay about 2012, 2013. So you're looking at about 6 or 7 years of pretty, really working hard trying to sell a lot of stuff, unloading a lot of my store inventory and personal stuff on eBay. So really, these numbers are about 6 or 7 years worth of sales. So during that time, I've had 17,702 transactions, and $169,524.78 in gross sales. Now that's just gross sales. That's not, as far as I can tell, that's not deducting shipping, my cost of goods, or final value fees or PayPal fees or anything like that. So that's just a straight out gross sales number of 169, which if you divide that by 6 or 7 years, it's not really that great. I mean, it's okay, but when you live in Southern California, that number is not enough. When you divide it by 6 or 7, that number is not enough to make a living. So that's why I'm saying I need to quadruple my numbers. And I also know a lot of full-time resellers out there that I've seen on YouTube. I mean, people do that in a year, no problem. It seems like, just from what I've heard and what I've seen out there. So I have no delusions of doing that this year, but I'm hoping, you know, to at least get in the 40 to 50K in sales range this year, and then build on that. And maybe, hopefully, in like 3 years or so, I'm hoping to do that, you know, per year, just depending on sourcing and what I can do. But this year is really going to be the year where I try and push it and see what's possible. But anyway, so there you go. So this is kind of our baseline of where we are right now. This is Friday, February 7th, 2020. And that is the number I've got. So we'll obviously look at this as we move into the future. And hopefully like this time next year in 2021, that number looks a lot different. So going through the numbers, you can kind of, this again is on the seller dashboard when you have a store. And you can see my sales are all over the place. Where you know, you're talking $40 days, and then there's some days that literally drop to nothing. And that's probably a day I sold like one baseball card. Something like that. And then you'll shoot back up, you know, where you're doing almost $100 days, that kind of thing. This line right here is where I want to average. I don't want this crap down here. I really, by the end of 2020, I want my average sales to be about 100, you know, where you have some days that dip down here, but most days will be up here. I don't want any of those days. And so I just need to source the items that will get me out of these valleys here and raise all my sales up here. I need to get that up. So, and you can see, I mean, I'm down 30% from last month. So, so when I tell you I've been having a tough time over the past year or so, that right there tells you I ain't lying. It's been pretty bad. So I want to turn that number green. We need to, instead of being down 28%, we need to start flipping that and be up 28%, you know. And so, like I said, I want to go through these numbers, if not weekly, at least monthly, to kind of show my progress or lack thereof, and see how that goes. Another piece of the sales puzzle is obviously listings. You can see today I sold, within the last 24 hours, that's 3 that I think sold before midnight last night. And then I've sold 4 more things so far this morning. So I have a total of 7 things to package up, which I think I just showed you previously in this video. But this is the big piece of the puzzle. Historically, I've always had like 1,000 to 1,200 listings. And earlier, like 2 weeks ago, I think I was down to like 820 or 840, something like that. And even if you go back to late last year, October, November, I know my listings were down in the 500 range, and I've really been working at it trying to get those up. So, because the rule of thumb is, if you want to sell 10 to 20 things a day, you need to list 10 to 20 things a day. If you want to sell gross sales of $100 a day, you need to list items that are worth $100 a day. So that's the way you need to look at it. So right now, that's kind of my goal. I want to get my average sales to 10 things a day at least. And right now, I'm not even worried about the dollar figure as much. I just want to get to the point where I'm constantly selling 9, 10, or 11 things a day. So I need to start listing you know, an average of 10 things a day. If I can get on a good roll and list like 20 things to 30 things, that's what I need to do. But I need to get this number up over 1,000. And it seems like that's kind of when you hit your tipping point. For me anyway, I know everybody's stores and what they stock might be different, but it seems like as long as I carried an average 1,000 things in my inventory, I was selling like 10 to 15 items a day. And maybe it was just coincidence, but I don't think so. So that's what I'm trying to do. And again, we'll touch base on these numbers as we go along here on the channel. All right, so that about wraps this video up. So we covered some sales, some records that sold, some baseball cards that sold, some other stuff that sold. And we covered my numbers. So meet me back here in a couple days. Subscribe, hit the like button. From what I understand, you also need to hit the little bell button, I guess, so you get a notification every time I post a video, because you don't want to miss anything. So we'll see you back here next time. Thanks a lot for watching. I really appreciate it. And we'll see you next time.